Hello, everyone. We will wait 1 more minute for everybody to join, and then we will start. Okay, I think most people have joined, so without further ado, let's start this webinar that I think everyone is or was waiting for. Welcome, my name is Tzibia Ciprian, and I will be your host for today. And today we will find out about the upcoming features of version 24, which is the release date is right around the corner. And yeah, we are happy to announce that we have quite a few, as you will see in a second in our agenda, as it's quite a big agenda for today, which is structured in 5 different topics: input and modeling, results and design, plastic analysis improvements, improvements to concrete, and improvements to steel. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of subjects, and therefore going through each individual one in the application itself, it will be quite challenging. So therefore, today we will use images and small videos and the PowerPoint presentation in order to give you a nice overview of what we were working this year. All right, so let's go to the first part, input and modeling. And the first thing that we would like to present is improvements made to axes, primary and secondary. Then we have introduced a new filtering option for axes. You will now find it in the filter field. You can filter members by axis as well. Views as well. And the fit to story option, if possible, is also available. So those are all like let's say quality of life improvements for you guys, and this is the input and modeling part. And of course, you can choose if whether you want the labels to be on both ends or just on one end of the axis. And all the settings can be saved, so you can use them at a further time. Now, the second topic, as it was presented in the agenda as well, is the bar and releases. So here you had like the connection types before, but now you have it in a library, which is much more comprehensive. And also you have the release types labels, which were also added in the color schema. So now you can easily identify what type of end release do you have if you color it in a certain color, for example. So it's much more easy to identify, and you can also filter by the bar and release in this version. So I think this is quite a nice feature. And of course, you can filter in the documentation. Now, shell edge connection presets. In FEM-Design 24, you can choose for an existing preset, or you can create your own preset, which I think is quite handy, especially when you have to work with a lot of walls. And yes, this is also a quality of life improvement. We have a lot of those, so probably I won't even be able, or probably I missed some in this presentation, but I'm pretty sure that you guys will discover everything in the software when it will be released. So improve the methods of shell modifications. Now, in the past, as soon as we have made any sort of modification to a shell, it was resetted to the default edge connection. Now, this will not happen. Even when you join two shells, it still keeps the same edge connections as they were defined. Optional window list position. So the optional window is a new option which is added in the Windows menu, which makes possible for the user to basically place this window wherever they want. Like as you see, surrounded by green. Now it's basically on top, but I can place it on the bottom. So this is like a user interface minor modification. So if it makes sense in the other software that you are working to have it on top or on the bottom, now you can easily change it in FEM-Design as well. Then we have the floating toolbar. And the floating toolbar is basically having the speed in mind. So you no longer have to hover the mouse and go to the toolbar, which is on the side. Now, as soon as you right click, you will have this toolbar right near your mouse, so you can easily modify the geometry, or the option to apply the same position number to more elements at once. So this was the default, and now basically we are able to modify it. And as you can see in this example, we have set the position to 7 and unchecked the option to increase automatically, and then we basically check it, and this is the difference in how the numbering of the elements occurs. Expand the copy and pick properties tool with an ID. So previously IDs were not copied. Now IDs can also be copied if you checkbox this copy ID. We also have added more objects to the color schema. So as the text say, we have expanded from 11 to 20 objects, and we know that this is quite a good feature for and to make it easier to work with in harder models and to make things visible. So therefore, now you have even bigger customization opportunities at your disposal. Load combination and load combination setup windows are preserved from an accidental close. So basically, this is like a safety net. Whenever you define, the load combinations, if by mistake previously you have hit the escape key, you had to start all over again. So now we made this safety net that this new pop-up windows will appear on your screen, and it will ask you if whether you are sure or not that you want to discard the changes made. Then the next feature was line and surface load as resultants. So basically now you can define a line or a surface load by a resultant, as you see in the attached picture. So I think it's again a quality of life. If you got the resultant and you don't want to extrapolate and get like kilonewton per meter or kilonewton per square meter, you can easily just apply it and the program will automatically divide it. And the same goes for surface. Yeah. Recognize snow and wind load groups. So now you have these new buttons in your load group, which is wind and snow, and of course you can define them accordingly. And accidental load group gained a new checkbox as well. And there were some changes made to national annex, to Finnish national annex, to Norwegian, German, and Dutch and Belgian. I'm pretty sure that you can check it in the recording of the webinar, and yeah, it will also be in the help of the new version. Then we have the master and slave relationships for load groups. Now this feature was also developed with time saving in mind and with speed in mind. So basically you reduce the number of generated load combinations by only combining same directional effects. And I think that this is quite useful for very big models that require a huge computational time. And yeah, you also have this error message if you are trying to combine non-directional relations with directional relations. So yes. That was like a briefly overview of input and modeling, and as you saw, it was quite a bit of time just walking very, very fast through all of them. So yeah, please bear with me as now we are diving into results and design. So we have remodeled the rebar layer tool because, yeah, as you might be well aware, it was quite hard to find. It was small, cramped. It didn't have all the buttons, and if you were like, even for existing users, but if you were a new user, it was quite difficult to find everything that you want. So now this is the remodeled rebar layer tool. And yeah, as you can see, it's easier to find, especially for new users. And also some applications, how you can use it. I think this is, again, something that it's not like a drastical improvement, but it definitely improves the way we use FEM-Design on a daily basis. And yeah, virtual bar. Now, virtual bar is actually really, really essential. And now it can include beams. And yeah, by doing that, it gives us quite a bit of flexibility in many regards, as you will see in the upcoming slides, as it can be used as a verification tool. It can be used as a sum tool to check the load takedown, to check the load on every floor, and so on and so forth. So yeah, to use it on a plate, on a diaphragm, to check the lateral loading. So it's quite a useful piece of software that if you didn't use it, I highly advise you to do so, because yeah, it will make your life easier. So yeah, building cores and lateral load resisting systems that have also columns. Now, as you can see, we can have this odd combination of columns, walls, beams, and trusses, and therefore it's quite difficult to do like a load distribution. But by using the virtual bar, it's now really easy. And yeah, it includes the columns, it sums the walls and columns, so quite handy. Saves us a lot of trouble. Now, a load takedown, also by using the virtual bar. Then you can, of course, add in the documentation. And yeah, the third-party inspector will like this, because yeah, it gives a nice overview and helps you understand what happens in your building. And yeah, handy tool. Then, as I said, for floors, it can also be used to assess the lateral force. And it can also be used as an inspection tool. So a lot of roles for virtual bar, and yeah, I think you can be creative enough to find some more for it. So for spatial beams, it's really useful, as it's quite hard otherwise to deduct all those efforts. And yeah, even for complicated elements, it's quite something. And as I said from the beginning, it saves a lot of trouble. So as you see, this version was focused more on help you guys to save time, to ease your work, to reduce the boring stuff that you used to do manually before, and now gives you the opportunity to do it much faster, either by using our input and modeling, or by using those tools which are in results and design. So yeah, shell buckling eccentricity. So we all know that at some points we can have eccentric compressions due to one smaller shell placed on top of a thicker shell, and yeah, all this can be easily tackled now with this user-defined eccentricities. And this was a client workflow. So model walls without any wind loads and eccentricities. Walls do not have a Y bending in a global model. So what goes in it? Well, sorry, the second order effect and L divided by 400. And here is like a small display of a 3D model where you have eccentric compression. And as I said, due to some thickness change, you can also have like eccentric compression. And yeah, it's either loading eccentricity, and this can be defined as it is presented here. So if you overwrite it, in this case it was overridden by 0.1 meter, the imperfection eccentricity, and it's basically loading eccentricity plus wind load plus L divided by 400. And usually in a static model, this is equivalent to 0. Yeah, so this is the results. And maybe one of the main topics of our upcoming FEM-Design 24 is the anchoring of rebars. This was like a really signaled request from our users, and we have finally managed to implement it. And I would say it's quite intuitive, as you will see, and quite easy to use. So as the labels say in version 23, bar which are extended to the edge have full anchoring. So we know that in reality this is not true in all cases, and yeah, you can go to manual design, and for example here you have like large bars, and in order to ensure the anchoring there are smaller edge loops, but the main bars are partially anchored, not fully anchored. So therefore we needed to implement a tool which gives us the flexibility to choose the ratio of anchoring. And now in this example we use like 40% anchoring for those pods. And this is like the 40% anchoring, what it looks like. And yeah, we can definitely inspect the changes, like fully anchored versus only 40% anchors. So yeah, now you have this this option, which I think it gets us one step closer to building a model as close to reality as possible at this point. It has many applications, you know, like bending of corners. So it definitely has quite a big usability, and we will have better designs thanks to it. And of course, you can also calculate the anchorage length. So it's quite complete, I might say. You have the anchorage length, you have the percentage of anchoring, so it's definitely usable, and yeah, I encourage you to use it. Auto design for deflection for timber and steel. So why do we do this? Well, to limit harmful failures of secondary structures like hollow core crushing, to hide deformations caused by third order effects that can appear, and vibrations and comfortability. So yeah, we also added something that probably should be in like input and design, but it's short names for design parameters. So now you no longer have those unreadable maze of text. It's now much more condensed and in a more arranged way, so that you can actually read it, we hope. And other dialogue improvements, which yeah, you can sort by applied profile in dialogue, as you can see. Moving to another topic, the plastic analysis improvements. Now, as you all know, plastic analysis was a very big thing when we introduced it in FEM-Design, and now we have made it even better with those improvements that will come in version 24. So first off is dialogue improvement, which basically now you can reset to factory settings, and also you have like the links to wiki page, both for the general info, factory settings, and some individual tooltips. It's something that you probably notice a few extra fields here, but we will tackle those in a few minutes. So plastic data can now be added to company settings. Imagine that you are using, I don't know, a certain tension stiffening, and you would like to, you know, all your company to use the those settings. You can basically save it in your company setting and push it outwards to everybody. As you see, he created a company setting, and now he's loading it and pushes this to everyone. So again, some good addition and good improvement. Add plastic data into documentation. So now you can use the plastic input that everybody can see what you used in your input data. And also some templates that you can use for plastic analysis in your documentation, which are quite nice, and they work well. And of course, you can modify it and alter it. Yeah, so it creates everything, and it's quite nice to use. It gives a nice overview of the plastic analysis performed, and yeah. Custom results for combinations. This was again something that was very sought after, and now you can basically visualize everything in the labels, which I think is quite good. Okay, the next topic will be improvements in concrete, and it's a reinforcement material model and compression limit. So now we have added the option to limit the compression. And yeah, the way you do that is basically, in this case, it was reduced to 5%. So it can be any value in between 5% and 100%. So quite easy to use in this regard. Then another material model that was added was hardening for rebars, which I think is crucial. And yeah, now we have the option to take it into account. So those were like the extra fields that I told you about. And then some new options for effectiveness factor. And also we came into to prepare for the new Eurocode. And lastly, some improvements in steel. So here we are going to talk about the transverse shear in flow, and this can be either parabolic or constant. And basically what it does, so this is quite a plate with a big thickness, and when we have this option turned off, we see that we get a sigma von Mises of 375, but the limit value is 355. So as soon as we turn it on, it no longer goes beyond the value of 355, and instead it yields. So In terms of result, it will not change the results in a very big way, but it's definitely something that wasn't supposed to be there. Like you weren't allowed to go past the limit value. So yes, I see that we managed. I was talking really fast. And we managed to get to the bottom of it, and yeah, hopefully we will have the new version 24 released quite soon. For those of you that do not know, we have also released new software from the Simplex family. It's the first from this family, and more will come in the future. It's called Simplex Beam, and I highly encourage you to give it a test. And it's quite a handy software. I call it like a pocket calculator. You can easily use it anywhere and everywhere. It is cloud-based, and yeah, we are pretty proud of it, and we think it's really useful to everyone. So please give it a go, and I will check to see if whether we have some questions, and I will I just see one question. And I will answer it via email. I will send you an email. Let's see from who's this question. Yeah, I can't see the name. It's cramped now. But as soon as I finish the webinar, because it's a more detailed answer, I will send it to you via email. Without taking longer of your time, thank you very much. I'm proud that I managed to do it in under 1 hour. I hope I wasn't too fast, and if I was, and some things were like too foggy or happening too fast, please send me an email, or book a meeting with me on Teams, and I would be glad to tell you more about it. And in the future, we will prepare, of course, more practical webinars with all those features. Of course, not all in one webinar, but they will come. So thank you again, and I hope to see you in our future webinars.